Commey already scheduled. So you already had that up your sleeve anyway.
No, that's not true, Regis. That you don't
Not
don't
true?
believe what you see online. That's not the case.
He not fighting Richard Commey
No.
next?
No, that's not an option. You don't believe what you read.
The top rank wants to give me for me to stay in house, bro.
Oh, okay. All right. I got it. So all right. Maybe I read. Yeah, I ain't gonna believe what I read then. All right.
Nah.
It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing games were missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, listen, man, I gotta call a spade, man. This guy Jose Ramirez, you know, he seems like a nice guy, or at least that's how he presents himself. But man, he's a real piece of work. You know, I've been getting a lot on Earl Spence, but this guy Jose Ramirez, he's giving Earl Spence a huge run for his money for Duck of the Year and Diva of the Year, because he sounds like a freaking diva. I hate saying that because the guy strikes me as a hardworking guy and things like that. But come on, man, you gotta call a spade a spade. Good fighter, giving us great fights. Can't take that from him. Can't take away his accomplishments. But when it comes to this Regis Prograis situation, he's lacking humility. He lacks a lot of humility. And you know, I know Jose Ramirez says he's a Christian, right? So as a fellow Christian, I'm gonna correct him. You know, you gotta show some humility, brother. You're not showing humility. Gotta understand the position you're in. But listen, man, he went on Instagram a couple days ago to talk about Regis Prograis, and this was like a couple days before he announced this fight with Richard Commey, which he lied. By the way, he lied. He's just like Earl Spence. He lied to the fans because, as you guys saw in the beginning of the video, he got on that live with Ellie Seckback, and Ellie was playing Mr. PR guy and playing both sides and doing his whole diplomacy bullshit. And he said, "Oh, don't believe that. Don't believe what they say." No, man. He said that he wasn't gonna fight Richard Commey. He's fighting Richard Commey. Y'all both lied to the Ellie and Jose Ramirez both lied to the fans and to Regis right to his face. But anyway, after they lied to the fans, just before he signed the fight with Commey and it was announced, here's what Jose Ramirez said about Regis Prograis on Instagram in his stories, and I screenshotted it. So if you want to see what he said, the photo for yourself, so you feel like so you know I'm not making it up, I will leave it in a link down below so you can see it for yourself. But Jose Ramirez said the following, and I quote, "Man, Regis Prograis, you're a fucking coward, lying to the people. You know your team lowballed me and showed no interest on sending me a real number, a real offer. You were quiet expecting for me to stay en route with ESPN and Top Rank so you can continue your vacation. Now that I've decided to move on with the fight in March, you start barking. But you will be left begging for fights." End quote. So if y'all want to know, like, I don't know these guys. Like, I don't know Earl Spence. I don't know Jose Ramirez. So I got no personal vendetta against these guys. I'm just talking about their decisions in boxing and how this impacts the sport from a competitive standpoint. Because ultimately, I'm a boxing fan. I'm a boxing content creator, and my job here is to vouch for and protect the interests of the best interests of the boxing fans. That's my job. And the reality is this, and I'll run through it again just in case anybody's new to the channel and didn't see any of my previous videos and my previous thoughts on this. Nobody told Jose Ramirez to forego his title shot against Jose Zepeda to go get married. Now, I know it sounds like a dick thing to say, but like, you have enough money, you have enough resources to where you could have pushed it back. You could have fought Ramirez or Zepeda, who you already beat. If you thought you could beat him again, which I don't think you would have, beat him again, and guess what? You will be sitting pretty in that position as the WBC champion. And when you fought the mandatory challenger, you would be in the 65%, and Regis would be in the less favorable 35%. You know, but you didn't do that, so Prograis slotted in for you, and he took your spot. Now that doesn't mean that because you got married, you didn't do him any favors. You didn't fight for the belt. You gotta take your money. You gotta take your position. You gotta play your position. So you're fighting Richard Commey. I like Richard Commey. I have not a bad word to say about him because I met Richard Commey last June in New York, and he's just a nice, lovely fellow, and he's a fantastic fighter, former world champion. But let's call a spade, man. Like, yeah, we know Commey can punch, but Richard Commey at the top level just hasn't quite been getting it done. He's a bit shot worn. He can punch, but it's been a while since Commey's won a big fight. You know, so this is not a fight that really should get anybody excited about Jose Ramirez. And if you're out here defending him and you're getting on Prograis, then I think you're in the wrong, because if you are out here, and I know people, for whatever the case may be, they want to always protect the fighter that has the nationality that they have. So I know a lot of the Mexican fans and a lot of the Mexican Americans are going to stick up for Jose Ramirez and say, well, Regis didn't do this, Regis didn't do that. But at the end of the day, Regis Prograis did what he had to do. He got in the ring, he beat Zepeda, he became champion, he put himself in the position, not by his rules, but by the WBC's rules, to where 65% goes to the champion, 35% goes to the challenger. It doesn't matter if the challenger is from freaking Serbia and has no network, or if he's from Fresno, California, and he has a network and he sells tickets. It doesn't matter. You take it 35%, and if you think you can win, you beat him, you become champion, and your equity goes up, your market value goes back up, and then you're in that position again. It's simple as that. So all this talk from Jose Ramirez about, it really just shows you that belts are not valued in boxing no more. Being champion in boxing now does not mean what it once did, unless you were undisputed or unless you have 2 or 3 belts, because right now this is a clear indication. We've heard Ryan Garcia and Gervonta Davis's coach Calvin Ford say that belts don't matter in boxing. And what Jose Ramirez is telling you, I don't care what he says, I don't care what Rick Morrigan says, I don't care how the fuck they try to spin it. The reality is, he doesn't care about the belts. He doesn't care about the grind that Prograis had. Prograis couldn't get fights. He couldn't get fights against top guys. When he lost to Taylor, I didn't hear nobody calling his name. So he had to fight Ivan Redcatch. He had to fight freaking, Tyrone McKenna and these kind of guys. These second, third tier contenders, cannon fodder opposition guys that he's supposed to beat. But now that he's champion, now you got him. It's crazy. He's the champion. And Jose, who's challenger, who let's be honest, just from a boxing standpoint, he's done fuck all in terms of having a dominant performance in the ring. His last dominant performance in a boxing ring was against Maurice Hooker, because he didn't dominate Victor Postal, and he didn't dominate what's his name, Pedraza. It's been a long time since Jose Ramirez had a performance where we say, dang, this guy is truly a top grade, creme de la creme, top shelf 40-pounder. I think Jose Ramirez's best boxing is behind him, and I think if he's not careful, Commey might fuck around and hurt him. But you just don't know right now. It'll be a decent fight, but it's not a fight the fans wanted. And I think that he's gonna stay in house. He's gonna look to fight the likes of Teofimo Lopez and things like that. And obviously those are good fights. I won't shit on Jose Ramirez for those fights, but what I will shit on him for is for telling a bold face ass lie to Prograis on the live and lying to the fans, because he didn't just lie to the fans of Prograis and the fans of boxing, but he lied to his own fans, and that makes them look bad. That makes your supporters look bad. So my thing is this, man. I think Jose Ramirez, he's not gonna apologize, because let's be honest, Jose Ramirez has been in a privileged position his whole career in boxing, and he's not gonna apologize. He's been in a privileged position his whole career in boxing. Nobody's really ever gotten on him, for not having a great performance in the last 4 years, but when you point it out, you're the bad guy. So it is what it is. But that's the news. Jose Ramirez does the Errol Spence, lies to the boxing fans, just like Errol Spence, right to his face. So make of that what you will. But yeah, Jose Ramirez, I don't care how much he cries, I don't care how much he goes to Ellie Sackback and says, my promoter doesn't do business with like, come on, that's bullshit, bro. Like all that no network. I mean, there may be truth to it, but just say you don't want to fight Regis. Just say, I don't think 35% is enough to take this ass beating from Regis Prograis. If you said that, I would respect him more if he could said, Regis Prograis is a dangerous fighter, and I'm gonna take a lot of damage, and I don't think that money that damage I'm gonna take is worth 35%. So I'm gonna keep fighting until I'm in a more favorable position. And then I would just say, okay, cool. But he's not doing that. He's saying he's the fucking challenger who willingly gave up his position with the WBC. And he's acting like he did Prograis a favor, and he didn't. He didn't do Prograis no favors, So it is what it is, man. Truth be told, Jose Ramirez was once really great for this division, like 4 years ago, 3 years ago. But I think 140 would be much better off without him because he's like a virus that just won't go away at this point. So, you know, I'll cover his fight March 25th here on True School Sports against Commey. Maybe it could be a good scrap. You know, best of luck to him. But it's just cowardice behavior. And, you know, I don't think he's a cowardice guy, but he's acting like one. So I got to call it out for what it is. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Jose Ramirez says that Regis Prograis is a coward. And I just really think that he's projecting what he really is acting like onto Prograis. So, yeah, leave your comments down below. Make sure you guys take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me. But I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on the untouchable True School Sports Empire. For more great boxing content just like this video, click right here and make sure you subscribe. Much love from sunny South Florida.